The journey of an orange, from a tiny seed to a mature, fruit-bearing tree, is a fascinating process influenced by climate, soil, and careful cultivation. While it's possible to grow an orange tree from seed, the process is lengthy and the resulting fruit may not be true to the parent variety. Therefore, commercial orange cultivation predominantly relies on grafting, a technique where a bud or shoot from a desired mature tree, the scion, is joined to the rootstock of another compatible citrus tree. This method ensures consistent fruit quality, disease resistance, and adaptability to specific soil and climatic conditions. The life of a commercially grown orange tree often begins in a nursery where the rootstock is grown from seed. Once the rootstock is about a year old and has a sturdy stem, a bud from a selected orange variety is grafted onto it. The point of union is carefully wrapped and protected, allowing the tissues of the scion and rootstock to fuse together. Over time, the scion develops into the productive top of the tree, while the rootstock provides the foundational support and influences traits like vigor and disease resistance. After successful grafting, the young orange trees are typically transferred to orchards. The selection of an appropriate planting site is crucial. Orange trees thrive in subtropical and tropical climates with moderate temperatures, ideally between 15 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. They require ample sunshine, at least 8 to 10 hours per day, for healthy growth, flowering, and fruit development. Frost is a significant threat to orange trees, damaging both the foliage and the fruit, so planting in frost-free or low-frost areas, or implementing frost protection measures, is essential. The soil plays a vital role in the growth of orange trees. They prefer well-drained, deep, and fertile soils, ideally with a sandy loam or loam texture. Good drainage is critical as orange trees are susceptible to root rot in waterlogged conditions. The optimal soil pH for orange trees is slightly acidic to neutral, ranging from 6.0 to 7.5. Proper soil preparation, including deep tilling and the incorporation of organic matter, helps to improve soil structure, aeration, and water retention, creating a favorable environment for root development. Once planted, young orange trees require consistent care to establish a strong root system and healthy canopy. Regular watering is essential, especially during dry periods and the initial years of growth. The frequency and amount of irrigation depend on factors such as climate, soil type, and the tree's growth stage. Fertilization is also crucial to provide the necessary nutrients for vigorous growth and fruit production. Citrus trees are heavy feeders and require a balanced supply of macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, as well as micronutrients such as zinc and magnesium. Fertilizer application is typically done several times a year, adjusting the nutrient ratios according to the tree's age and stage of development. As the orange tree matures, it will begin to flower, usually in the spring. Orange blossoms are fragrant, white flowers that attract pollinators, although many commercial orange varieties are self-pollinating and do not require cross-pollination to set fruit. After successful pollination and fertilization, small green fruits begin to develop. Over the following months, these fruits gradually increase in size and undergo a process of ripening, during which they develop their characteristic orange color, sweetness, and juice content. The time from flowering to fruit maturity varies depending on the orange variety and climatic conditions, but it typically takes several months. Pruning is an important aspect of orange tree management. Regular pruning helps to shape the tree, improve air circulation and sunlight penetration within the canopy, and remove any dead, diseased, or crossing branches. This promotes healthy growth, reduces the risk of diseases, and facilitates harvesting. Harvesting of oranges typically occurs when the fruit has reached its mature size, color, and sugar-acid balance. The timing of harvest depends on the specific variety, with some varieties maturing earlier in the season than others. Oranges are non-climacteric fruits, meaning they do not continue to ripen significantly after being harvested. Therefore, it is crucial to pick them at their optimal stage of ripeness. Harvesting can be done manually or with the aid of mechanical harvesters, depending on the scale of the operation. In conclusion, the growth of oranges is a multi-stage process that involves careful selection of rootstock and scion, proper planting and site selection, consistent irrigation and fertilization, regular pruning, and timely harvesting. The interaction of climate, soil, and meticulous cultivation practices ultimately determines the yield and quality of the oranges we enjoy.